Have you ever looked at something totally ordinary, like your favorite coffee mug or that backpack you use every day, and just wondered, how did this get here? Well, today, we're going to pull back the curtain on the secret life of objects and figure out exactly how great ideas become real things we can actually use.
So yeah, how does it happen? How does that little spark in your brain, that simple thought, actually turn into something you can hold in your hands? Is it some kind of magic?
It might feel like magic, but the truth is actually way more interesting. It's a process. It's a step-by-step method that anyone, and I really do mean anyone, can get their head around and even start using themselves. Okay, so let's get into it.
So where do you even begin? Well, the absolute first, most important part of the whole thing is figuring out the problem you're trying to solve. Before you even think about drawing a single line, you have to start with the why. And to make this super clear, we're going to design a dream lunchbox together.
And that why? Well, that's what designers call function. It's the absolute heart of the object. It has nothing to do with how it looks, but everything to do with what it needs to do. What's the real core problem this thing is going to solve for somebody? That's your starting line.
Okay, so for our dream lunchbox, what are its jobs? What's its function? Well, it's got to be big enough for all the snacks, right? But small enough to actually fit in a backpack. It needs to be easy to carry, and, this is a big one, it has to be easy to open. These aren't just little bonus features, these are the absolute must-haves.
All right, so once you know what your object has to do, it's time for the really fun part, giving that idea a physical form. We're going to go from this abstract problem to an actual shape, and believe it or not, it all starts with just a quick, simple sketch.
Now listen, the key here is not to create some kind of artistic masterpiece. It's all about speed and just exploring ideas. The whole point of sketching is to get as many thoughts out of your head and onto the paper as fast as you can. Don't worry about it being perfect, just get it down.
And you really don't have to be an artist. Just ask yourself these 4 simple questions. What's the basic shape? Is it a classic rectangle or something wilder, like a superhero shield? How big is it, keeping our functional needs in mind? What about a handle, a simple grip, or maybe a cool strap? And how do you actually get inside? A zipper? A clip? Answering these questions starts to turn that fuzzy idea into something you can actually see.
So we've got what it does. That's its function. And we've got what it looks like. That's its form. The magic of great design happens right where those two things meet. It's where the practical stuff we figured out earlier gets expressed through a shape that feels personal and just right.
This chart here really lays out the two sides of the coin perfectly. Function is all about what it does. It solves a problem, it's easy to use. Form, on the other hand, is about how it looks and feels. It's about style and whether you actually enjoy using it. Which leads to a pretty great question. If something works perfectly, but you hate using it, is it really a great design?
And that's because form is all about feeling. It connects with us on this whole other emotional level. For our lunchbox, think about it. A bright yellow color can feel super energetic and cheerful. A deep blue might feel more calm and cool. These choices aren't just random. They totally shape our experience of that object.
Think about a chair. A chair is a perfect example. Its basic function is super simple, to hold you up off the floor. But it's the form that makes it either a cozy armchair that you just sink into or a sleek, stylish dining chair that makes a big statement. The function is exactly the same, but the form creates a completely different experience. See how they have to work together? So, as we start to wrap this up, let's just zoom out for a second. The journey from just needing a better lunchbox to having a final design, well, it's not some crazy flash of genius. It's a structured process. It's a way of creative thinking.
It all kind of boils down to this really simple 3-step loop. First, you define the need. That's all about function. Second, you explore a ton of ideas with quick sketches. That's all about form. And third, you combine them. You bring the practical and the personal together to create a real solution.
And here's maybe the most important takeaway of all. This way of thinking, it's not just for people who have designer in their job title. It's a really powerful tool for solving all kinds of problems, whether you're trying to organize your desk, plan a vacation, or tackle a big project at work.
So I'll leave you with this question. Just look at the world around you. What's something that doesn't quite work right? What's a little annoyance you deal with every day? What problem around you right now could be solved or at least started with just a simple sketch? Give it a try. You might be really surprised by what you come up with.